This is the F Plus Retrospective episode part 2. I'm sitting here in a room with Victor Laszlo.
Yay!
Frank West.
Hey!
STOG.
I spilled the blood.
Bunny Bread.
So you were recording this shit the whole 5 years?
Mm-hmm. Boots Rain Gear.
Stog spilled the blood.
Nutshell Gulag.
Hello!
And your friend on the internet, Adam Bozarth.
Yay!
It is a crowded room. Crowded room in here.
It's cozy.
Yeah,
It's actually an elevator.
So we went through, in the last episode we were just sort of talking about, like, Portal of Evil and kind of up until, like, F Plus Live. Is there any, do you have any F Plus Live memories, or were those all blocked out for you?
Y'all got me a birthday cake one time,
Yeah.
and it had a
I
cat
saw
on it.
the picture of that cake. It was
Kick-ass
awesome.
birthday cat.
Yeah, that was a kick-ass cake.
That was a
Stog's
fucking tasty cake,
wreck.
too.
Did
Yeah.
it say
Yeah,
I'm
it
sorry
was.
on it or something like that?
Yeah,
Our condolences.
there was a lesbian-run bakery in the city, and I called him up at one point, and I said, yes, I'm looking to commission a cake wreck, and the person answering the phone said, I'm sorry, what? And I said, a cake wreck, and she said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that is. And then I was like, are you the baker? And she says, no, I'm not the baker. And I'm like, can you put the baker on the phone, please? Yeah, sure. The baker gets on the phone. I was like, yeah, I want to get a cake wreck. And she goes, oh my God, really? And she's like, what do you want? And I was like, I want an ugly baby or a retarded cat. And she's like, what about both? What about a fat, ugly, retarded cat?
Yay! The best cat.
And she's like, what color do you want the frosting to be? And I was like, like gray. I found this frosting that'll stain your teeth. Do you want that? Yup.
Did it actually stain your teeth?
Oh yeah,
It did.
Oh, yeah.
it was like a dark green.
Yeah, you could tell who ate it.
Yeah.
It came with a warning: do not touch this frosting with your fingers.
Yeah. Not intended for human consumption.
Yeah, like the color of, like, if you came across, like, moss in the wild, like, that's the residue that it left on you. So, yeah, that was enjoyable. Did we ever successfully have a hookup during F Plus Live?
Nope.
What, you and me?
Well, no,
I can't believe you've forgotten, Lemon.
Actually, Boots and I had a hookup.
did you now?
Yeah, sort of. Briefly. I mean, it was a dalliance. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's the pink light shining through the bathroom at the W Hotel in Minneapolis. Really set the
I'm
mood.
talking. Oh, that. Well, no, that was me seducing you, stupid. It didn't kick in until 4 years later.
Oh.
Perhaps in another section of Minneapolis. No, you and I smooched, didn't we? Was that you? I didn't kiss another bearded motherfucker, did I?
You did actually.
Oh, God.
I didn't know about this.
Now I gotta check myself for beard lice.
Beard lice, da.
Kind of had a moment with the twine ball.
Well, that was
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
good,
yeah.
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did. It was awesome.
Okay, yeah. There's a place in Minnesota, Darwin, Minnesota, that has. It's not the world's largest twine ball. That is not their claim to fame. Their claim to fame is that they're the world's largest.
Contiguous.
Yeah.
Twine ball,
Twine ball
Twine
made
ball
by a
made by
single
one
person.
man.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Yeah.
world's largest continuous ball of twine made by a single human being, because every other group with the record has been broken. And it's not true anyway, because it's atrophied enough that it's not a continuous ball of twine anyway.
Because people have been cutting off chunks of it.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
and so basically you go to, like, essentially some guy's house, and he's got a gazebo out in the back.
Earl. It's not some guy. His name was Earl.
Okay.
Wait,
Earl
Really?
was some guy.
Okay, tell me the story of Earl then. Tell me the story of Earl.
The story of Earl?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Earl's not interesting.
I mean, I don't remember Earl's background. I just
Okay.
remember I called to make sure, because I rented the van so we could all go out there.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure they were open, so I called the number.
Uh-huh.
And this lady answered, and I said, yeah, we're going to come out. Like, I don't remember how many of us, 10 or 12 of us, whatever. They're going to come out, and she said, okay, well, I'll call Earl over at the Twine Ball and tell him to open it up.
So it's such a big tourist trap that they don't bother opening most days.
Well, and when we got there, they weren't open. Earl wasn't there yet.
Well, they probably have to keep it locked up so that the
Fucking
people
Earl.
don't steal the twine.
We didn't get to meet Earl. We got to meet his work.
Earl's
Magnum
clearly
opus.
with the CIA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earl also accomplished, what was it, wood carvings, right? Like he,
Yeah, there was a bunch of like wood carvings and
Yeah.
Wood carvings like little delicate wood carvings, or wood carvings
No,
like took a chainsaw
very
and
specific.
logs?
Like
Yeah.
he'd carve a single piece of wood into a and I
Set
use
of
quotes,
pliers.
a functional set of pliers.
yeah.
Right.
Whoa.
yeah,
But then he'd do it so that like the handle itself was a set of pliers, and then he had ones
A
that
tinier
were
set of pliers. So it's like Matryoshka dolls of pliers.
yeah. He'd have
Yeah.
one thing that was all, but it was actually like 1,000 sets of
Fractal
pliers.
Yeah.
That was one set of pliers, all from a single piece of wood.
Pliers upon pliers upon pliers.
There was also there's several bits of newspaper up on there for talking about momentous events in, I don't know, Minneapolis history. And then one of them
Darwin.
was just,
Darwin history.
Okay, I don't want to lump you in here. I'm sorry. Not the good name of Minneapolis here. Anyways, Darwin, and they were talking about one of the things that made the front page fucking news was, here's a mailman that's really fat.
Was it like, were they
That
proud
was
of
it.
it,
That
or
was
was it
seriously
a
it.
controversy?
And not only was that printed in the newspaper, but then somebody said, I need to cut that out and frame that.
Yep.
Holy shit, the mailman is fat.
I'm going
He
to
was
pass this
quite
fat
fat.
mailman down to my children's children.
Hey, Carlton. Hey, Carlton, it's you. It's you in the paper. Yes, I know, Earl. Shut the fuck up.
So Adam, I have a question for you. So you've got like this group of people that end up like kind of making a podcast, and then they've all met each other, and then you're kind of coming into the thing blind. Like, is that weird? Is that stressful? Like, what did that moment feel like?
Well, this may surprise you, but it's not the first time I've met people from the internet.
Okay, sure.
So that really didn't faze me.
Had you met white people before?
Oh, no. Especially not white people. That was the most
well then.
intimidating.
Yeah, I understand.
Have you
Hard.
ever mail-ordered white people from the internet?
I've tried many times. But
just
they get
none to
stuck
be
at the
found.
airport, and I need to give them more money to get them out of the airport.
Yeah.
I was more intimidated by the fact that you guys knew each other, like, just, you guys have known each other longer than I've known you.
Right.
But that kind of, like, all went away when I, like, first, joined up with you guys at F Plus Live 3.
when we rode the bikes around the lake.
Oh, no, I met up with them at, what was that bar? The bar before the other bar? Drunkies.
Drunkerson.
It was Drunkies.
Yeah.
But I had met Boots prior to F Plus Live because he was in Brooklyn once.
Yeah, I'm like the F Plus sort of screening committee.
You're the scout.
Oh, okay.
He's the vetter. He's the vetter.
Yeah. You do paperwork?
Yeah.
Boots is the only reason I attended any F Plus Lives in the first place. I met with him because...
yeah.
Yeah, no, really, I was scared shitless. I thought internet weirdos are fucking weird. And
Yeah.
that was it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Well, no shit.
But I only
tried
tried
to
knife you like once.
Well, it was once, and I'm happy about that. And you're not good with a knife, it turns out.
No, really terrible.
Yeah, you're much better at video game knives.
I thought it'd be pretty much the same.
So I met Boots and Bump in Chicago because they were doing like a U.S. tour. I think you met roughly everyone.
Yeah,
almost everyone.
Yeah, I think they
Ethiopian food
plotted a
with you
map
guys.
of the internet and drove it.
Yeah, and I mean, I was scared shitless because I don't know what the hell goes on in these people's brains. And then I met them, and they just turned out to be, white people. It was fun.
White people.
Is it interesting to tell the story about like how we met you, Adam?
I suppose. I guess because it is such a... I think it was like a turning point in a lot of different ways, right?
Yeah.
Because
I remember that that when we were doing this like podcast competition show, let's say, and then our goal was that we all had to put all of our sound files in the same bucket. And we knew that we were all putting our sound files in the same bucket, and so I think everyone did the same thing, which was like download everyone else's shit and listen to what they were doing. And then Boots downloaded yours, and like somehow the audio, like it didn't export correctly or something like that. And then...
And I don't know whether or not... Because like we probably would have listened to it again or something like that just because we were so obsessed. I don't... Right. Well, maybe not. I don't even know if we would have like caught it. But yeah, like Boots just said like, hey, you might have like an error. I forget what it even was. It was probably like maybe a missing audio track someplace or something. You know, like it just sounded dead.
But there was a compliment in there as well because I really like the stuff you were doing, like more than any of the other podcasts that were in that thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you guys were.
It just opened a form of communication. Which turned into a really good thing.
Yeah, no, and then from there I started listening. I think when we got to a point where we could hear more of what the actual shows were, I was interested in like listening to you guys. I also started listening to The Complete Guide to Everything from there too. Those guys are great. But yeah, like, and then I think I sent you guys like an email back just saying that like I thought you guys were really funny and like the show, like what you guys do is way bigger than what was like possible to show off. I think in the podcast reality show.
Well, I mean, it was. I mean, nobody, absolutely nobody. I mean, nobody could have done a good job on that show because, like, it was a show about being a funny podcast, and it was like constraints in which it was impossible to be funny. So
it's one of those things like where you just take something that's hard to do and then you make it harder for fun.
yeah. It's a thing we did for fun. Knowing that very little would come out of it, and we got to spend like 3 hours just waiting on Skype.
Yeah.
On
Saturday afternoon.
It was it ate up the summer.
Sure did.
It really ate up our summer. But yeah, I mean, I still am glad we kind of did it because it kind of kicked us in the ass in several different ways.
Yeah.
And I think we learned a lot. I think both of our shows learned a lot from it.
Absolutely.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But not from necessarily Matt Besser.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
I don't think he learned anything from it either, though. I
don't know what anybody learned, really. I think learned is a strong word. But it was definitely an interesting thing that I'm glad that I did, and I'm glad you guys did. Because I think it also exposed you guys to a whole new set of people, too, right?
Yeah, and I think that the two things that were the best walking away from that were kind of a reforming of priorities, because you're making a thing that you enjoy, and then you try to succeed in making the thing, and everything about it sucks, and then you like it forced, I think, Boots and I to kind of like re-look at what we were doing and focus on the part that's fun.
Yeah,
and also our sound quality. I mean, because we were kind of ignorant of the fact that, or I was ignorant. Boots was not ignorant.
I was endlessly frustrated.
Right.
Yeah. I think that was like, I think you guys got that advice through the show, right? Like Jesse Thorne was
Jesse Thorne.
Yeah.
Because my brother and me do the same thing that we're doing now, and that's what
they do that way.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're all in different places.
I had no idea. Do you think people know that we record this from all different places?
I would hope so.
No, we're all...
Eventually.
I've been driving to Minneapolis every time.
Wait, I thought you were in an elevator.
We're in an elevator.
But I think like among the other, like I think that among the other decisions that we made that were great, I think that when we started to have people submit documents, that was a phenomenal decision that we kind of made on accident.
I think that was a great idea just because it let you guys focus on the quality of the podcast, and it let a lot of people kind of participate in the podcast by finding stuff for us to do. I thought it was a great idea.
Well, that started with the race for ridiculism, right?
Yeah, so because we did a little contest, and then we were like, oh, if you want to submit like a document, then we'll kind of look at it, and we'll pick a winner, and then that person will be on the podcast. And then we got a bunch of documents that were great, and then kind of a lot of shit changed. That was the point where we met Mantra. That was the point where we met Cheapskate,
JT,
a couple other people, and like a lot of great submissions. And then we kind of realized, like this makes more sense because then people.
Is that not where
Montrith
Montrith came in, or am I wrong?
Oh yeah, that's where Montrith came in. Yeah,
That's what we just said. Try to keep up.
Thanks,
Come on,
Mantra.
Frank.
Victor, stop slapping him.
Victor keeps slapping me.
That's probably why this happens.
Guys, I'm gonna mash all the buttons on this elevator so we can keep this podcast going for another 20 minutes.
Make him light up like a
Thanks,
Christmas tree. Like in
Yeah.
the shape
Okay.
of a Christmas tree.
I want that shit to look like Vegas.
Press. Okay,
You don't have to
we're
say
good for the
press,
next 20
Doug.
minutes.
Do you say press every time? I mean, does it help?
Yes.
Okay.
I usually just make a little boo noise.
Do other people like leave the elevator when you get in, Stog?
They try to.
Close button, close button, close button, close button, close button.
I'm trapped in an elevator and this guy won't stop saying close button.
Victor,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What spell did you put us all under to convince you to just always say "Yay, Victor" anytime you're around? It's not even in a reference to anything. It's just a thing that we all do. I don't understand why I do it, but I continue to do it.
So what happened, this was back in the latter part of the TF2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was still playing, but it wasn't like, we were on Boots' server by that point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I had like just a really shitty day, week, month, year, I don't know, but was really like in a foul mood and not really much fun to play with. And one night I was just on and just bitching, like being that person that
Right.
probably ought to just turn the game off and leave because you're not really,
Sure.
you
So
know.
you're like
just
complaining about like people fucking up at the game or whatever?
well, just complaining about like life in general, and
Okay.
I was, kind of being down on myself, and
Sure.
just stuff nobody wants to hear about when they're trying to actually have a good time playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember, I said something at some point, and poor Tex just said, "Aw, yay, Victor," and it just was like exactly what I needed somehow. Like it was just the sweetest, like somehow just the perfect thing, and I was like, yeah, yay, Victor.
Yay, Victor!
And it just kind of became a, people on my team started saying it when I, when I was playing well, and to counteract all the cursing that people were doing
Sure.
on the other team. And
Do you use that in your own life then? Like when you get sad, do you just whisper "Yay, Victor" to yourself?
sometimes,
Okay. Does it work?
sometimes,
Well, that's sometimes
use
it's better
it-
than no times.
and I mean, I try to, I try to use it with my kids. We say yay, we say yay a lot at home.
Okay.
Oh yay!
Uh-huh.
Whenever something happens, just remember the positive. Remember that,
We say yay a lot
it-
in general in this podcast.
Do we?
There's a lot
it's a
of
pretty
yay,
fun
yeah.
podcast.
A lot of
It's
a lot of
yeah.
ironic yays.
Well, there's
Oh,
that.
they were
I mean, there's
ironic?
definitely
I'm
a lot.
very stupid then.
Did I not say? I feel like I might have said "yay" when you introduced me like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I definitely said
Most
yay.
people said yay. Yeah.
Yay.
yeah. And I think it all came out of, the yay Victor, which was Portax was the first one to do that, and she was just being a good friend that day. And
She is in general and in life a trendsetter.
yes,
It's true.
Pretty
I
much.
grew my hair out and
She's
started listening to Weird Al.
She is a fashion icon.
Yes, we were
Yeah,
all wearing
yeah.
Hawaiian shirts with Daffy Duck on them.
Shit, yes.
Suffering succotash. Oh no, wait, that's the cat.
Yeah, you fucked up, Stog. You're at the
I
Portax
fucked
party.
up. I'm going to Looney Tunes jail.
You
worry,
are
just
Looney
make
Tunes jail.
Just make yourself flat and slide through the bars, dog. It's
You'll be
okay.
fine, Stog. Put that Acme hole out.
Nutshell.
Yeah?
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Does being in the show, and almost always when you're on the show, you're like in a room of men. Does that register at all, or does that seem like a thing that happens? Or
Nah, because I mean,
do you like that? Are you?
Because I'm used to it.
You
just
into that,
because
baby?
I have a lot of the stereotypical nerdy interests like Dungeons and Dragons and horror
Sure.
movies. So I've got
not a lot
lot
of ladies
more...
at your D&D games?
No, not except for the times when my GM's sister comes and visits, and then she's the other person in the I played in ones where there have been before, but it's just in general there aren't a lot, and so it's not. I don't really give it a lot of thought or anything.
Do you give? I mean, because I feel like this is not really necessarily on point, but do you feel that more changing about nerd culture, nerd culture's approach to women? Do you feel like that's changed at all, or is that largely just the same and will stay the same?
I think women are more visible as being nerds. I guess I don't really think about it that much.
Okay.
Because I mean, I like nerdy stuff, but I like stuff that I don't think is nerdy too. So
Sure.
But I think there's more visibility with women doing stuff. Nerdy stuff. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this. And I think that it'll probably take, and there's been some, backlash against that. I mean, people feel threatened when something that, they've built a lot of their identity around is suddenly appears to be more popular with other people. Although I don't think that's really the case. I think there have always been women that have been interested in this, and that now it's just more the more,
because it's more Reddit.
Yeah, sort of.
Well, I do want to. I don't know if this is accurate, but I want to think that the visible backlash is itself a good thing, because that kind of means that a lot of the shit's coming into a head.
Yeah.
And there's only one direction for it to go. I hope.
I think maybe I think that like a lot of things where you're seeing people who aren't white males doing it more. I think that there's been progress, and I think that there will be more progress, but you kind of have to keep that forward momentum, because you get the whole thing where people get burnt out on caring about whether or not people are included in things and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then they start running like Trump for president.
Yeah, stuff like that. Where they're like, oh, racism and sexism, isn't that something that we solved already? It's like, no.
Right.
But I think it's kind of it's also easier to be ignorant about that idea, because I remember and probably later than I should have. I remember recognizing that I would be, in whatever online community, and there would be people, and in those people, while I would always just have the default assumption of male, that was incorrect, but the women who were involved in these things were secretive about that fact, because it knew that meant bullshit for them.
Basically. I mean,
they knew that they couldn't use their voices or identify themselves as women, because then their lives would get worse.
There was a little bit of that in the PoE group, but I think it got filtered out pretty quickly, because that was the one group where I didn't ever feel like I had to play with the microphone off. I could just talk and be myself, and I didn't have to worry about getting slung a whole lot of shit like that. I don't know what it is about that group of people, but I just didn't get that much, as many of the bad creepy vibes as you usually get from random online game matchups.
It was a strange group, because we were very welcoming to anybody that was on board with the kind of bullshit that we were always pulling on there.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anybody that questioned it,
yeah,
got punished severely.
Well,
we didn't ever kick them. We just make it really. We just make them unable to move.
Stog would read all of their posts.
At a certain point, I was running the server, and I developed some modifications to it, and and one of them was called the Lady mod. And Lady is a hip hop artist who is shrill and crude.
Artiste.
She's the female Plies.
Yeah.
If you know who Plies is, she's on the same label as Plies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nobody that doesn't know who Plies is. That knows.
Look at that.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway, what the mod would do is you could assign it to a person, and you could just type in. I could type in /lady and then the name of a person, and then they and only they, and coming like through the app but not through the server, would hear an entire Lady song at full volume.
Yep.
And if they disconnected from the server, they'd still be listening to it.
Yep. and one of the great things was that that wouldn't make sense. At no point would you to figure out that you would join a game and then somebody would identify you to receive a song, and so these people would be screaming in the microphone about the shit that only they were hearing. And so you're just hearing somebody's private pain.
Yeah.
Garbage ass bitches, guess that's why you talking trash. When I blow up in this mother, bet you take it bad. Garbage ass bitches, guess that's why you.
Whenever a new person came on, whenever we had a new player, one of the first things I would do would be to lady them.
Litmus test.
Initiation.
Right. Most of the regulars about an hour in would be like, you know what? I haven't heard any lady tonight. Somebody play some lady on me.
Yeah, I would beg to get ladied.
Right. So it was a real nice early test of, are you going to be fun to play with, or are you going to be a pain in the ass? Is give you 30 seconds of lady, and if you flip your shit, well, that tells me something. Or if you go, what the fuck is this? That's crazy. All right, come on in, dude.
Yeah,
have
exactly.
fun.
Boost, while we're on the subject, do you want to mention the Hanson mod?
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
Oh, man, yes.
A friend of mine who was barely conscious drunk suggested to me the dumbest idea that I had to go ahead and do.
It was the best idea.
Yeah, well, yeah, it turned out remarkably popular for unfathomable reasons. But the idea is that every 10,000 times somebody dies on the server, it plays the entirety of Hanson's MMBop for everybody.
It had this little pop-up boost, he made 10,000 kills or something like that.
And so, and 10,000 is
remarkably
common enough in a video game that it'll probably happen once a day. But
I'd say it was a little longer. It was once every 3 days.
You think so?
It was infrequent enough to be sort of a treat, but it was frequent enough that it happened more often than I expected.
Right.
Yeah.
I've since put that in several games that let you replace sounds anytime, an improbably long kill streak. I'll just be like, well, that's going to be Hanson.
I heard MMBop in a store the other day, and I probably made a real scene. I was just so excited. I was like, I gotta find Boots' number. I've gotta just call him and be like, listen, Macy's got 10,000 kills.
I've heard that song so many times, and there are things that I've heard in it that I'll just go, why is there so much record scratching in this
There's
song?
a lot of it. Yeah, if you
lot more
listen to
than
the
you
song
remember,
MMBop,
too.
the whole thing has wiki, 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 wiki.
Well, every song in the late 90s had to have a record scratch somewhere.
It did have
You
some
had
wikis.
to have a good scratch, and honestly, it was still a song written by, or at least recorded by children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By 13-year-old
what is-
Mormons.
Right. What does this song need more of? Well, it needs more record scratches, for God's sake. That's what the 12-year-old's going to say.
I'm gonna get my dad's vinyl records from the attic and ruin those.
Can it have some laser noises, too?
So, who thought, I know Boots thought Ball Pit was a bad idea. Did anyone else think it was a bad idea?
I didn't think it was gonna be. I didn't think it was gonna be conceivable.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a bad idea. I just didn't think
It would be
work.
popular.
I didn't think it would be. But I've been, right from the beginning, the first time I got asked to do this podcast, I was like, yeah, that sounds fun, but it's never going to take off.
Well,
And now now we're 6 years later and doing a retrospective, and it shows what the fuck I know about anything.
Hey, Lemon.
Me too.
Hey, Lemon.
Yeah.
I think Ball Pit was a good idea.
Ha Lemon.
You guys used to get a ton of comments on every episode on the F Plus website.
Yeah.
So I
and
figured
it
it's
kinda-
Yes.
like people wanted to talk about this show, and I guess a lot more.
Yeah, and I've been consistently pleasantly surprised by the steadily growing popularity of it. Like it's gone from 8 people telling jokes
and
to
7
each
of those
other
people are Isfahan.
But I mean, it's grown and grown and grown from really steadily, and we've got a really devoted listener base. People that are invested. They're submitting documents all the time. They're, it's really turned into a really cool thing.
Well, and that's, that to me is, personally, that to me is really rewarding of the fact of, to be candid, like our actual numbers, haven't changed in a long time. And that does provide me with consternation, because you're looking at a year, maybe a year and a half, where there's kind of like a flat line as far as website visits and stuff. And I can't say that it doesn't bug me, but on the other hand, the community that we have of the people that listen to the thing and then pay money to sign up for a forum and post in this it's not. The forum's not about the podcast, but the people post in the forum and provide the documents and provide the drawings. The drawings are
Oh
delightful.
my god, I love the art.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
they are.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Keep up
Always
the
the
art, people. Keep bringing
More-
the art.
We love your fan art.
We have a whole page that's just fan art now, don't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
I built because we haven't had one in a while. So then I built the F Plus / fan art, which just pulls every piece and then randomly sorts them. But yeah, that's great, because I feel like there's an effect and there's an enjoyment there that's a little bit more than, I don't know, I got some. I need to listen to something while I'm on the bus. It feels like it's a little stronger than that, which is nice. It's nice. What can you think of any moments that you get stuck in your head?
Victor, say it.
Whoa.
Say it, Victor.
Say it.
He's literally holding a knife to your throat.
Come on, Victor.
You can't do it if you're watching.
Just say what
Victor.
Bunnybrand wants you to say.
What was it? I remember another group of people that had a lot of rules about what you could say and couldn't say. They were also fat.
Fuck yeah, Victor.
That's Bunnybrand's favorite moment.
My favorite moment is not really a moment exactly, but when we did the Bad Dragon episode, back then I would get, my ADD was really kind of bad, and while other people were reading, sometimes I would be doing the kumquat thing and typing shit into the search boxes. See what else is on this site that maybe we didn't come up with. Sure. And it was enough for me, it was weird enough for me, you want a dildo of not even just an animal, but a fictional animal.
Right.
And then I stumbled across the gallon of the concentrated
Cum lube.
cum lube
Yeah.
that was that was you could buy it by the gallon. Yeah, it had the appearance and consistency of Elmer's glue, was the way the picture. But I just remember that was something something didn't break in me, but something was I don't know. That was the bridge too far. Wanting to be fucked by
Listen,
a, by
shove
a
all these
fictional
things in your ass
animal.
that you want, but come on, a little bit of self-respect.
I'm actually
need a-
more okay with the fictional animals because it means that they're not as likely to go out and molest some poor animal.
I guess, but I don't know. It was just, but then I need a gallon. I need this thing to come a gallon. Or
Of Elmer's glue.
of
Well, not
Elmer's
necessarily
glue.
a whole gallon at once, but at
Well,
least
sure,
a gallon's
I
worth over a
understand.
lifetime, which is
But I'm going to
more
do this
disturbing.
enough times that I need to buy it in bulk. It's
Yeah.
still just that was
Maybe I'll make some for my friends.
Well, yeah, I want to share.
Have a little party. There'll be canapes.
In the
So it's like a Tupperware party, or what? Kind of, yeah.
What
We
do I
store
need to
things
bring?
in Tupperware.
in the city right now. They are currently building. It is called U.S. Bank Stadium, which is a fucking monstrosity. It is disgusting. It is terrible. They tore down the Metrodome, which was the football stadium, and then they built a stadium on top of it. Like they tore it down into rubble, and they were like, "That's a great place for a stadium."
If only they
Hey,
had
what
built
else
something
stadium
before,
was?
but alas, they built rubble.
Yeah, it's terrible. So anyway, so they're building that, and then so while that's happening, they have the Vikings playing in a college stadium, an outdoor stadium, of course, because it's winter. So. So let's have everyone play football in January outside. But yeah, so there'll be these moments where you'll just see like five guys in Vikings jerseys like doing the open shouldered waddle like down the train tracks. And every time I see that, I think to myself, guess what, nerds? It's football Congress.
Point 18. If, while your skin is white from lack of enough blood in you, do you bleed quite noticeably less than a normal person should, or more likely not bleed at all? 27. To the words, come on outside, it's a nice bright sunny day and there's a lot of people out, seem like more like a bad thing than a good thing to you? As opposed to the guy who said it to you, saying it with a big happy smile?
Don't tell me to go outside. There's the sunlight out there, and I'm pretty sure the captains of all the football teams are out there to beat me up.
The captains of all the football teams?
All of the football teams.
They put down their arms to band together.
Guess what, nerd? It was football Congress.
It's a special football team made up of football captains.
It's the football mock UN.
The captain of the captains is at the front of the gang.
So I think of it was the team made up entirely of high school quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Never mind. I think I fucked it up.
Thanks, Boots.
Crickets.
Who did the first crickets? Do you remember?
I thought it was
Boots. Did you do that, or was that Isfahan?
Might have been Isfahan, but it might have been Isfahan. No, it was Isfahan that put them in when he edited.
Oh, okay.
So I don't remember who earned them.
Okay. Because
God bless them.
Probably me.
I really enjoy those moments where it because it's almost always me when I'm editing. Like I'm usually punishing myself when I'm editing. It's like, holy shit, that joke was horrible. Like I need to put a spotlight on it.
Yeah, I think I've done it to myself. I'm pretty sure I've done it to STOG, and I know I did it to you once, and that was the one where I used like many different insects layered on top of each other.
The joke locusts.
Yeah, the joke locusts.
Not just crickets.
I just take those out. I just take them right out.
I take plenty out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We suck that
too.
much.
Yeah, I
Yeah, each one of our recording sessions is an entire 12 hours.
Well, that's the thing. Like a cricket's moment is a joke so bad that the moment is so awkward. It is hilarious.
Yeah.
How come we evolved to be dark inside?
What? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like Linkin Park is always singing about the darkness inside. Wow. Crickets. All right.
Oh no, they've come to ruin the harvest. There's so many crickets.
No. Oh my god, they're locusts! They're joke locusts!
It's a plague of sarcastic crickets.
Do you think we'll ever do anything with that F+ song that we commissioned? Because people actually might not know. So I spent, as I mentioned in the bumper for that episode. I don't even remember what episode it was. But I there's a site called Horrible Jingles, and for $10 he will write a jingle about anything that you like. And so I gave him. I said I need a theme song for my podcast. It's called the F Plus. Like, this is our tagline or whatever. And then he writes back and like he sends me this thing, and it was so god awful that like I thought he was mad at me.
My theory on that is that you gave him too much information, and that if he made something that was the slightest bit listenable, that you'd actually use it for something in promotional terms, which I don't think he ever wanted.
Sure.
I got a jingle commissioned as well.
Yes, you did.
My jingle was commissioned. All I said was, I want a jingle to thank STOG because STOG needs to be thanked.
Yay!
and that'll be in the show notes.
Hey, STOG! What up, STOG? Do you know your name rhymes with dog? Yeah! Hey, STOG! What up, STOG? Do you know your name doesn't rhyme with thank you? But thank you anyway!
You know what gets stuck in my head?
What
gets stuck in my head is Lover and Fighter Man.
Yes!
Oh my god.
Like that voice gets stuck in my head. John Arbuckle, you are my right-hand guitar friend. Like that voice gets stuck in my head, and then lines from that song.
John Arbuckle began powerful chords of playing, while Garfield began to sing with mighty rocking voice.
I am real man, hard like steel. Always hungry for lasagna meal. Busting heads, winning every fight. Need to see you naked tonight.
Go on.
I am a lover and fighter man. Not a loser and crier man. Baby, bake me egg in a fryer pan.
All right.
Because I am a lover and fighter man. Every day I'm punching and kicking. When I come home, I want you for licking.
Natalie Portman hairball.
Wow.
Wow.
Stupid dogs, their heads I crack.
Ow!
You want to rub my back.
Ooh, that feels good. Yeah.
I am a lover and fighter man.
Yeah.
Not loser and crier man.
John Arbuckle then began shredding like madman with guitar solo.
Mako!
Shouted John Arbuckle as flames and lightning burst out of his guitar. Natalie Portman screamed and clapped in excitement at the rocking concert. She ran to Garfield with love in her eyes.
Garfield, you are a rock star stud muffin. But now I want you to play me like an electric guitar and make me wail.
Oh my God.
That was gross.
Oh, no.
Yes. Fantastic.
That was Academy Award nominee and winner Natalie Portman.
I like the idea of Natalie Portman saying all that and then turning away and saying, God, that was gross. Why did I say that?
The STOG thing gets stuck in my head is James Joyce.
Oh,
it's specifically the very end of it where he goes, "My darling brown-arsed fuckbird, James Joyce."
See, you should have had STOG make a jingle for the show.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have captured the stoggy essence as much as that other guy. It really wouldn't have been as stoggish enough.
Actually, since we're thinking about running gags, Namecheap was being weird yesterday when I was searching, so let me just, as we're recording this, I'm going to type in petting.zoo.
Oh, can I demonstrate what my phone does?
Yes, please.
Pettings.zoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, free.petting.zoo. So, my phone has this new feature. Hello, Samsung. Play Free Petting Zoo.
Playing Free Petting Zoo.
Free petting zoo!
those voices
So I like
come
that.
from.
Yeah. So then at one point, I redesigned the F plus. That was fun, actually. That was probably the most fun I've ever had building a website. Was like knowing what I wanted to build, like and knowing where all the content was, and just trying to like organize it in a way that made sense. That's also been kind of fun to be able to play, because right now we're using a structure called Kirby, and the last one was Joomla, which was a out of the box CMS.
It was a security nightmare.
It was a security nightmare, and it was fucking.
It's a favorite of Turkish hackers, if I remember.
It was a favorite of Turkish hackers.
Turkish hackers really hated Joomla.
Yeah, they did. So yeah, and I've run into this. I've run into a lot more of these situations afterwards because that's a huge problem with WordPress these days. Is like kind of not necessarily Turkish, but like somewhere Middle Eastern hackers, like a site that I manage went down. And then it was in its place in the site was the Palestinian flag and the Justin Derulo song "Wiggle Wiggle Wiggle." Like that's what they thought would get their point across. Yeah, so that old site was fucking awful, and putting episodes on that was really painful. And with the new one. Like it's really easy, and like I kind of imagined when I was building it that I would want to be like sort of like writing more blogs, but that's not the case. I never really like sit down with a drink and go like, I'd like to write a blog today.
I think that must just come from reading other dumb stuff that other people have written for the internet. You know, maybe you're a little gun shy about it.
No, I think that's true. I
do run a side podcast where we read what Lemon wrote and the few blogs he did, and we make fun of it.
Yeah,
there is material there. It definitely is. Yeah,
it's a meta F plus.
Have you met people in your real world lives that belong as F plus material?
No.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. I heard a yes from Frank West.
I mean, there's the people on the street we always meet, but
right.
This is a story actually.
Really,
Well, okay, I'm sorry. I forget Bunny Bread doesn't go out and talk to people.
Right. I hate people.
He's a very antisocial person.
Yes. Never met him.
Drawn.
He's
chaste.
He's actually a virgin.
Boots. God, I was saving myself for you.
All right, he was a virgin before me.
There we go.
But this is a story I told to, I think, a handful of people at F Plus Live 3.
Okay.
But it was probably my first experience with, like, people being really weird. Other than myself. So when I was in elementary school, I was with all the weird kids, and there was this one girl, and she was really sweet, and if by some miracle she listens to this, I hope she is not offended.
All right, that sounds good. I'm excited.
But she was also in the weird kid programs like I was, and she, at one point started insisting that she was a dragon. And at first it was sort of a casual thing, like she sort of felt like she was a dragon, and whatever, we sort of made fun of her. But it kind of went on for 2 years and kept getting bigger. And then at one point, she got really furious at us and told us all that we would see one day she was a dragon. And she came in the next day. She got on the bus the next day wearing a grocery bag that had been colored with like magic markers.
Holy shit!
Not like to look like a face really. Like it sort of had eyes cut out, but it didn't. It hadn't been colored in any consistent way, and she'd announced, "Oh dear, my human disguise is failing."
Oh my
and
gosh.
the idea that a person could do that sort of blew my mind. And I think I never really got over weird people after that because that was just so fascinating.
So when she's in that moment, like, did she take steps to, like, make her story, like to battle incredulity, or was she like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this, I don't need to back up my story, like, it's clearly believable, my human disguise is failing?
Well, she was like, I have to, I mean, it was clear she had gone home angry, and she's like, I need to show the other kids that I am a dragon disguised as a human, and this is the best way to do that.
I mean, but to be fair, how else would you?
Right? No, like, I can't give you a better way. And I should emphasize, this wasn't like first grade. This was like 5th grade.
Okay.
Oh, well, that changes. Oh, jeez.
Related to that, there's a left-handed radio bonus episode called "Thanks for the Ride, Torp."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Adam, I'm guessing you had a big part in writing that.
It's improvised, but I came up with this idea of, like, just being in the car as somebody explains something like that. That's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's honestly one of my favorite things that you've done.
Oh, thank you.
The left-handed radio has done. But yeah, because it's incredibly, like, it's like 17 minutes long, like, car ride conversation between two people, and it goes just off the fucking edge with this guy, like, sort of very quickly revealing that he's an otherkin dragon, and
but the guy who's driving him is, like, the guy who's getting a ride from him is not cool with it at all.
No.
Just, like, gets out of the car on the freeway. No, I'll walk.
But I don't. But that's one of those left-handed radio things that I always really liked is when a sketch is not necessarily, like, that the premise is, like, a thing that's dealt with in 4 seconds, and then, like, there's a Power Rangers episode or a sketch where they think somebody at work is a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
And that sketch itself, like, would be kind of obvious, except for, like, the play of it is that, like, he explains what Power Rangers is, and the boss is like, yes, I obviously know what Power Rangers are. It's the 1990s. We all understand what Power Rangers are.
Yeah. Hey, Bob. How's your lunch break?
Oh, hey, Sam. It's good. Hey, listen, I got a question. You know that new intern, Mary? Is she a Power Ranger? Like, from the kids' TV show?
I know what a Power Ranger is, Bob, and no, of course not. Power Rangers aren't real.
Hey, good morning, Mary. Love the outfit.
Thanks, Sam.
Sam, she's wearing head-to-toe pink, exactly like a Power Ranger would. They always wear the color of their outfit.
Bob, I know how the Power Rangers dress. Okay, Power Rangers are so popular right now that everyone is aware of Power Ranger specifics, okay? My kids love them.
Yeah, I do too. I watch that show when I am baked, and it's so fun.
I'm your boss, all right? I don't need to know. We're talking about the Power Rangers right now and how it's a surprise cross-generational hit, but Mary, our intern, is dressed all in pink because her mother is a breast cancer survivor. Yeah.
Hey, Mary, so there's going to be an office party today at 5. I hope I see you there.
That sounds like fun. A lot of fun. But I have plans to meet up with my 4 friends at the juice bar.
At a juice bar? You know who else hangs out at a juice bar? The Power Rangers. They hang out at the Angel Grove juice bar.
I know, Bob. I know, okay? My kids watch Power Rangers literally every afternoon for hours, thanks to the video cassettes I bought them for Christmas. I know they hang out at the Angel Grove Youth Center's juice bar, okay? That doesn't change the fact that Power Rangers are not real.
Right, you know what? It just... Hey, Mary? You know those 4 friends you're hanging out with today? Are they interns in the office as well?
Not at all. There's Marky, who's a science major, Ping, a zoologist, Josh is a junior karate instructor, and Darquan is a hip-hop dancer. We are all friends.
Uh-huh. Oh, well, that's nice. Did you hear that? She has a multicultural group of friends, exactly like 5 teenagers from Angel Grove.
You don't have to tell me! You do not have to tell me. When it comes to Power Rangers, you can just assume that everyone on Earth knows what you're talking about because they do, okay? That does not change the fact that Power Rangers aren't real.
This stupid toaster never works.
Oh, yeah, I know, it sucks. Sometimes you have to hit it on the side, and it'll start again.
Thanks. Pterodactyl. Hiya!
Wait, did you just... Sam, she just did a high kick, and she screamed pterodactyl.
I know, okay? Kids are weird these days, all right? I heard another one of the interns call a bagel a bagel. That's weird, too.
Really weird.
Yeah. Everybody's just got gymnastics fever since Carrie Strug landed that fault, okay? Carrie Strug's not a Power Ranger, and neither is Mary, because Power Rangers are not real.
All right, you know what? We're just... Hey, Mary, you a Power Ranger?
A Power Ranger?
Yeah, one of the 5 teenagers gifted with a morpher from Zordon, the floating hologram.
I know what you're talking about. Generation Xers like myself enjoy watching Power Rangers too because we find its stilted acting humorous. But Power Rangers aren't real. Now I have to go. Remember to stay away from pills and guns and drugs.
Boy, Bob, you look like a real asshole.
No, I do not. Sam, if you don't see it, you're crazy, man. I know the Power Rangers' origin is hard to believe, all right? That a disembodied hologram of a head...
Again, you don't have to go over the Power Rangers' origin. Because they're still incredibly popular, okay? You should see the crowds of kids at KB Toys every time I go to the mall to shop for hardback books.
Yeah, I hang out a lot at KB when I'm high, so I see the kids.
Bob, I am your boss. I can only look the other way so much.
All right, I know. Sam, my point is, after meeting Mary, I am positive that the Power Rangers TV show, and the movie, by the way, are some type of insane cinema verite experiment.
All right. Look, Bob, you're high right now.
Incredibly.
You don't have... Okay, don't agree with me on it. Look, you have no proof of this, all right? Power Rangers are just not real.
Is it Friday yet?
I hear ya.
I'm getting some water. I'm dry as a bone.
Was that Skeletor?
Yeah, but he likes to be called Scott, and he comes highly recommended. Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, one of my favorite weird things we did was I intentionally wrote this joke at the end of a sketch where a character confuses Twilight Zone with Twilight.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's something Anna actually does. She'll say, like, oh, remember that episode of Twilight? I'm like, what? The Twilight Zone? Are you talking about the Twilight Zone? So I had her and the actor in that sketch, Aaron Burdett, just improvise the rest of that conversation of, like, why do you think that's okay to say? And then I think that part goes on longer than the original sketch.
Yep.
Yeah. And because Anna being frustrated is always funny to me.
I agree.
That's good. You just always want to frustrate your own girlfriend.
She's the funniest. She's the funniest ever behind you guys.
Wow, that is a backhanded compliment right there.
So what you're saying is she doesn't listen to this.
No.
Hey, Michael, quick cue.
Sure, what's up, Richard?
Can you tell Trevor to print these BOCs in black and white from now on?
Sure thing.
Thanks, Michael. Open or closed?
Open's fine.
Thanks, Rooney.
Oh my God! Where am I?
Whoa, Michael!
Oh my God, where am I? Who are you people? What's happened? Oh my God, it hurts.
Whoa, what's wrong, Michael?
My insides feel like gravel. Why does my back
Hey, Mike,
hurt?
come on, calm down. What, you want like a little Advil pouch?
Where am I?
Michael, you're at work. You're in your office.
What? Office? I'm only in the 8th grade. What's happened?
Michael, you're not in 8th grade. You're the assistant to the vice president of sales of the Clear Creek Empty Water Bottle Company.
I did what? Am I in trouble?
No, Michael. You work here as my assistant. You help me sell bulk used plastic water bottles.
Is this from detention? I want to go to soccer!
I'm getting scared. Is he joking?
Hey, Michael. Can you help me out again? I'm so sorry. The router isn't working?
The router? Like a power tool?
No, Mike. I know the difference between a router and a tool. It's the thing that keeps the internet on all the time. Haha.
On all the time? How do you get phone calls? Don't you have to do it over the phone?
Wait a minute. Something's wrong. Mike is the one who's good at computers. Mike, what's the last thing you can remember?
I was at
Tony Monsanto's house because his parents went to Aruba and Spoon bought a 6-pack. And then he called me Tycho. And then I sipped a beer. Oh my god, I'm huge.
Beer? Guys, this morning Mike said he hadn't had a drink for a few weeks. Maybe he just sobered up.
Since 8th grade?
Oh my god, look at me. I'm old. I'm ancient. I'm like 35. What happened in high school? Did I go to college? Am I a virgin?
This is like some real Twilight shit.
Twilight? Like the vampire movie?
No, the old show with the smoking guy and it's all science fiction, ruining people's lives, da-da-da-da-da.
Twilight Zone?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. This is like some Twilight Zone shit, right, guys?
Too late. It's kind of like, why did you say it if you had no idea what the reference was? I don't mean to call you out on it, but it's just a little weird.
Jojo, I knew what the reference was. I just didn't say the last part of it, okay? I don't know Twilight as a reference. I don't think about vampire sex or whatever those books are about, okay? So, to me, Twilight is Twilight Zone, okay?
Wait, you don't know if it's about vampire sex, but you just said it was about vampire sex, so clearly you're aware of it. I'm sorry, Tracy. I'm just trying to figure out where you're coming from. It seems like you have insane reference points.
Okay, Jojo, you're blowing this way out of proportion. I just misspoke, clearly. Why are we even arguing about this? Mike is, like, dying.
We'll get to Mike. Name one Twilight Zone episode.
Like, the actual title of the episode or, like, the theme?
No, not the title. What is it about? Name one plot to a Twilight Zone episode. I'm just trying to get a feel for you here.
Okay, well, there's that one where the guy is just annoyed by everybody and he wants to read all the time and then he gets his wish and everyone disappears, but then his glasses break so he can't even read the fucking books. Is that what you want? Is that good enough?
All right, you pass.
I mean, to be honest, that was like in a Simpsons cartoon too. Like, I thanks for giving me credit, but I could have just gotten that through like osmosis anywhere. But yes, I did see that episode.
Now I don't believe you. Now for no reason you went back on winning, and you brought up that you possibly could have seen it somewhere else. Which makes me think you did see it somewhere else and are just self-sabotaging.
No, it's both. It's both, okay? I'm just surprised you let me off the hook that easy for that particular one, right? There was time. Oh, no, there was time. Everybody knows that one. Everybody knows. You know what? Fuck you. You name one.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. There's the one where there's the gremlin on the wing and William Shatner. Let's see. What else we got? There's the one where the kid can think people into fields and turn them into Jacks in the Box.
Both of those were on The Simpsons.
Well, I met somebody from the internet once.
Okay.
I think I told you guys about this, like, right after it happened. But it was when I was working at a computer store, and somebody was looking at one of the computers for sale, and she says that she was having trouble connecting to her website. And she's like, as I'm looking to see what the problem is, she's saying, I don't know if you know this, but there are certain individuals that are being stalked by the government because they live an unconventional lifestyle.
Oh, no.
To which you said, of course. Yeah.
I said, I'm aware. What? Okay. I'm like, okay. So as I'm looking at the screen, it's blocked by the
government
content filter. Don't get ahead of me.
Government content filter.
So the content filter won't load up the David Icke forums.
Yeah.
For whatever reason or another, maybe they've posted like nude photos of aliens or something on there, of lizard people. Mm-hmm. But I turn to her and I say, it looks like it's being blocked by the store, and she's like, "Oh, okay. Now that's the store is blocking that. That's what you're saying?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's just like, she kind of like rears back. It's like, "Well, okay. Well, Thank you very much. You're still young. You got a lot to learn. But thank you for your help. And then I never saw her again.
Well, she had to fucking make tracks because she knew she'd been fingered right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
They were closing the net down on her.
It was a very public place.
Mm-hmm. I worked with at an agency that I worked at. It was one of those agencies where there was, the graphic designers were over here, the salesmen were over here, and then the nerds were over here. And then they were like, all right, you get to hang out with all these nerds. And I was like, actually, that's not where I succeed very well. So there was a guy sat close to me, and I mean, he had memorabilia from. You remember when they remade Splatterhouse for no reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, boy.
He had a bunch of Splatterhouse memorabilia. Like, okay, that game sucked initially. Like, you really love the remake? That's weird. And so, he loved Splatterhouse. There was another game that he really liked too, which I don't remember, but it was, again, just an odd choice. But the thing he loved, was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Uh-oh. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. And he was like, man, I just love Sonic. I just love Sonic. And I was like,
you just can't get enough of that blur.
Right. and so, as, I have to work with this guy, whatever, and at no point did he, rub dicks on things in my presence, so I was like, all right, so I was mentally kind of walking this back of I have a skewed perspective, I have the wrong perspective of Sonic fans because it's just through this sort of filter of the stuff that I look at,
sure,
and that's not accurate, and the fact that you like Sonic does not mean that you're weird, right?
This is what you said to him.
I like Sonic. Okay, let me explain how you liking Sonic affects me personally.
Watch me do a Sonic spin dash.
Gives me these cold
Out of the
shivers
room.
up and down my spine.
So anyway, So we're going through and I kind of I'm always just mentally telling myself it's not that.
Good for you.
And then at one point he goes to I think Penny Arcade or something. He goes to some game convention and he wants to show me photos because he doesn't understand social cues I'm bored of this. I don't want to see photos of this.
No, so me
and
with
he's
pictures of my cat.
Yes, exactly.
Would you
I'd
like
say
to
those
see
things out loud.
100 men in graphic tees?
Right. And so he goes oh yeah, it's this is I got to talk to Ferdinand and he's flip and then flip and then there was a moment where he flips and then flip back and then put his phone away. Whoa! and so you ever have that thing where now you have to mentally piece together what exactly you were seeing?
Uh-huh.
And so I had to mentally reconstruct that he accidentally flipped to a photo of him dressed in a diaper.
Oh.
Oh.
Whoa. That ending.
Whoa.
Yeah, we haven't talked much after that.
Jeez.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's it feels because that's kind of rare, but the fact that it is rare is almost weird because
That should be more common.
Yeah, I feel it's weird that I don't run into hyper perverts more often.
Well, the
But
thing
you
is,
probably do though.
Yeah, we.
Well, sure.
Our experience with hyper perverts is that they're really fucking open about it, but we're in their territory.
Right. That's
so much of the time when we see that.
You
It's
run
like
into
you're
them
meeting
in
at the library and they suddenly jump in with, "Hey, by the way, I like to fuck everything you've ever dreamed of."
Yeah, they bring the conversation back around to their S&M poly lifestyle no matter what you're talking about. It's yeah, I know that's part of your life, but you don't have to wedge it into every single conversation.
I was at a Walgreens and I heard a guy just talking to a woman in front of him in line, just like, I don't understand these young girls going out. They're having unprotected sex. they're dating all kinds of men. They don't know what they're doing. And it's just like, oh, you post on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
He could have just stopped with, I don't understand young women.
Yeah.
But it actually, I mean, it kind of, both of those things are kind of like, there's a corollary there of that, these hyper perverts that we run into so often, they don't talk about this. And that's why, like, when they get online and they sign into, Big Papa Cumbag, like, that's why they go fucking hog wild. Because, like, oh my god, finally, now's my chance.
I think there's a decent number of them who are open with, like, some people, but you're never going to get close enough to be one of those people.
That's true.
They're open with because you aren't that kind of weird.
Right.
Well, I mean, if anything, Tumblr has taught us that sexuality is a complete panoply of, choices and intensity levels. And
Sexuality is a giant pick and mix station.
It's a yeah, exactly. It's a bulk candy station. And
Sexuality is a golden corral.
So we all express our sexuality in different ways. Some people write about their boners. Other people podcast their boners.
I did there's a woman named Lesbitronic, which is a delightful name. And she's doing this like long YouTube video series called Let's Play Gender, where just every day she reads out a self-described gender and definition thereof. And so I did one for her, and the one that I picked from like a long list was canis gender. And canis gender is described as a small dog-like gender.
What?
And in the video I said, I'll use it in a sentence. I'm canis gender because I think dog is a gender.
Dog, the dog gender.
Stog, the stog gender.
Dog is real.
Dog is real.
Please.
I just want to jump actually back into the podcast itself. I just remembered something out of all the years of drinking.
Well, okay, well, thanks. Let's mark that fucking shit down on your calendar.
Yeah, red letter day.
All right, did anybody else remember anything?
No.
Nope, probably not.
Next, you're going to tell me if you can remember a chick's last name.
No, not even a first name, but thank you for trying.
Anyway,
I know big ass, bigger ass, tattooed ass. That's it. That's all I remember. So there was a particular episode where I embraced my inner racist fat woman, and there was bacon grease, y'all.
Yep.
And
I know what you're talking about.
but I don't want to talk about that because I've moved past that. I'm a better person now. I'm less racist and fat and womanly,
but still diabetic.
And there are two folks who said things that I loved, and first off, it looked like poo-poo. And,
That's one of my favorites, too.
Well, it just coincidentally happened that everything that came up did actually look like poo-poo. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't her fault.
Groundhog.
She's just, hey, shit.
Stuffing, typical, traditional stuffing, deep fried and on a stick.
Okay.
Is this a Jeff Dunham joke?
Poo-poo!
Oh, yeah, it is shit on a stick, isn't it?
My God.
Hey there, Paula Dean again. We're going to move on to the other appetizer, which is deep fried stuffing on a stick. Now, if you're like me and have gotten all your ideas from the 4-H fair, then you are a classy human being.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start it off with them there ingredients. You're going to need, first of all, the stuffing, right? Okay.
Sure.
That's going to need 5 tablespoons of butter. You're going to divide spoons now, 5 separate spoons.
Okay.
Are we going to deep fry it? Do we really need the never mind.
Are you dare questioning me,
That's
young man?
That's to make sure you get exactly 5 tablespoons, because if you missed out on one of those, it ruins the recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, my lord. Ugh. 1 pound of breakfast sausage. That's a bulk sausage. We don't want to get too fancy. We got 1 cup of diced onions, of course. A half a cup of diced carrots. A half a cup of diced celery. We'll just throw those in the garbage. We don't really need those.
To make your garbage smell nice.
It really is. 1 bag of unseasoned bread cubes for stuffing, of course. 1 sleeve of saltine crackers. Now, I don't want you to go out there and get any of that Ritz shit because you want to put on airs for everyone. You're going to crush them. Just sit on them like I do.
Right.
1 tablespoon of poultry seasoning. 2 tablespoons of dried parsley flakes. 2 teaspoons of ground sage, salt, and freshly ground black pepper. Well, we don't really have to ground any of that stuff. 1 quart of chicken stock. 4 eggs. You're going to smash them with your fist. Now, we get to my favorite part, the frying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do we need
all right.
for frying?
Well, we need oil, goddammit. We need lots of it. We need to get all the oil that we can possibly find. Go right down there to Louisiana, get all the stuff from the deep water.
It just says oil.
Yeah.
Paul, I don't have any oil. Can I just throw butter in the thing and just heat that up?
I will allow it.
Thank you.
All right, so
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I've,
Thank you.
I've got some 10W30 here.
Yes. Want to add butter to that, of course. Now, 2 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to need some special equipment. Now, I know, y'all can't afford the big stuff, but let's see if you can find some sticks in the backyard. 12 of them.
Wooden ice cream sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Or skewers.
I have to eat the ice cream off of them first.
Yeah.
Butter ice cream.
See, you know it's properly fried when the joke at the end of the stick is covered.
All right, now let's get down to it. You're going to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Grease a 9 by 13 inch baking dish with 1 tablespoon of the butter. Well, 4. And that's 17 tablespoons of the butter.
You touch yourself while doing this.
Yes, I thought that was implied pretty heavily. You're going to brown the sausage in a large skillet over medium-high heat until it's cooked through, y'all. Transfer to a plate while spooning off the excess grease into your mouth.
And onto your body.
Yes. Leaving about 2 tablespoons in the skillet. Add 4 tablespoons of the butter and melt that shit, honey. Add the onion, carrot, and no, let's skip past this part.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in a large mixing bowl, toss together bread cubes, saltines, poultry seasoning, parsley flakes, sage, salt, and pepper. Stir the sautéed candy bars into the mixing bowl. Pour in the chicken stock and eggs and toss together. Turn the stuffing out into the prepared baking dish. Now bake in the preheated oven for 35 to 45 minutes until the top is golden brown and the juices, y'all, in the stuffing are bubbling.
Oh,
now,
God.
Preheat that oil in the deep fryer to 350 degrees, whatever the hell. Cool the stuffing completely. Or not. I don't even care anymore. Cut into the 12 squares. Remove each square from the dish and wrap it around a wooden stick. Press it onto the stick with your hands. Now, we've all put shit on a stick, haven't we? Come on. Make the stuffing from a log shape around the popsicle stick, leaving 2 inches of the stick exposed for the handle.
Okay, what's the goal? What am I doing here? What should it look like?
You're waiting for death.
No, but this food. What am I trying to sort of construct?
Oh, you can still see this past all the grease. Okay. This should look somewhat like a lumpy corn dog.
It doesn't. It looks like poo-poo. Poo-poo isn't a corn dog. You're silly.
Honey, have you ever swallowed a corn dog whole? I have. When you shit it out, it doesn't look too different.
It was lumpy.
When you shit it back out, is the stick still in it? Is that what
Of course. My Lord. You don't think I waste all that time with chewing, do you?
Well, I like the Boots voice. I like when the Boots voice shows up.
Oh, yeah, the Boots voice.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. I'm Marvin.
Can
the
you pick
Canadian Martian,
the real
okay?
Boots? Which one of us is the real one?
Oh, don't shoot me. Shoot the other one.
I really love you guys' voices. I've always been kind of envious that you're so good at it.
Yeah, good at voices.
You are. You're good at voices.
I'm also jealous of people who are good at. I'm not. This is like my only voice.
Talking like birds.
Do you guys like to laugh?
I'm sorry.
My fedora is a hypercube.
I gave Mommy head and a whim job.
You both have a nice time.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm a real woman.
Fuck, I'm too fat.
That sounds horrible.
It was excellent. No,
next
baby, I didn't go nowhere.
Oh my god, my mouth is like magnetically attracted to your tech right now.
My brain is so large that my head won't fit on your screen.
Crickets!
Bye-bye! Kill! See you in hell!
How to live in a haunted house.
You had an arse full of farts?
The dragon rubbed my booty, Lemon.
I got 18 donuts.
And then the munch session can begin.
My email is sluttymcslutslut@hotslut.slut.
Hey, get to it, Bolton.
I don't know, but I like cock. Oh, I'm in love with Judas.
Examine that body.
When kids lay their eyes on this product, millions will want one, I hope. Thanks, everyone.
One day someone will watch a movie with me.
I'm sorry, man, if this gets me banned, but Jesus fucking Christ, this is the gayest hippie shit I've heard.
Laid back. Thank you.
And the woman be like, suck, suck, suck. And the man be like, I is come now.
I need 250 words. Why stilling bad?
Eating weed? Can someone lay it down?
Hot dusted mom and pussy.
I'll clean your house for chocolate.
This Troper's badass creed is just awesome.
What's wrong, cuz?
Small children should be on leashes in public.
Just wanted to review while they're fresh in my mind.
Educational. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm Mrs. Roper, bitch.
Coming this summer, Who Was Phone?
I ain't the fucking cheating type. Oh, man, fuck.
They can't even defend themselves for crying out loud.
They wanted to see some beaver.
And I'm sorry. Like we know that you're hearing these accents and you're upset by it. It's fine.
I'm
sorry.
not.
It's
Mine was great.
But I mean, I think that's yet another mistake that we made really early on is that we went we started out way too character based in every reading.
Yeah, I went overboard on the
and it was unhelpful because the voices are funny if they're serving a purpose.
Oh, yeah, I actually ran into something that made me think about that when I was looking up my stuff for FS Live 4. I found one story that had been read by someone else who looked like they were kind of trying to start to do something that we do. Okay. And they just had this YouTube video where they were just reading the entire thing, and one of them had just chosen the worst voice in the world. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, you're going to do this I can't listen to this for 20 minutes.
Wait a minute. Was one of those people Bunny Bread?
Did it sound like Edith Bunker?
Because one of the things that sometimes gets edited out is where Bunny Bread goes, 5 pages of text? This seems like a job for Edith Bunker.
Yeah. Well, she's perfect for every occasion.
To be fair, his the stamina that Buddy Bread has for performing Edith Bunker is impressive.
Yeah.
At the first
That's his normal
Live,
voice.
We did Rock Band for the after party, and he sang the most incredible version of the Beastie Boys' "Sabotage" entirely in the Edith Bunker voice.
That was great.
Wow. I believe I got 4 stars.
I mean, that same night. No, I think it was maybe the second one. Yes, it was the second one. I don't know if we talked about the story before, but there was a point where we were at a karaoke thing, and Kumquatxop asked Stog, "Hey Stog, do you know the Chameleonaire song Ridin' Dirty?" And Stog says no. And then Kumquatxop says, "Hey Stog, will you sing the Chameleonaire song Ridin' Dirty?" And Stog says yes. And there was no. He gets up there, and this is, it's a hipster bar, right? And he gets up there, and there's no sense of timing or rhythm or consistent tone. It's just a frenetic thing that happens to you. And so the few of us that were there for this, we were loving it. And then there's a bunch of hipsters in the front, and they start out he gets up and he's doing this, and they start out and they're like, "No, come on." yeah, this guy, and so they start out like completely just cynical about it. They think it's lame, and then like as he continues, like they recognize the realness of what's happening.
This is really happening.
And
This
then
ain't gonna stop.
by the end of the song, like everyone is up on their feet and starts going, "Right and dirty, and I'm right and dirty."
On that day, that group of hipsters found out that STOG is real.
And their hearts grew 3 sizes
Their hearts
that day.
grew 3 sizes smaller.
One of the things that I enjoy about Nutshell's reading that I can never do is an unyielding cheeriness as the text itself is like completely revolting.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's an impressive skill.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yay, me.
It's not as good as the awkwardness, but yeah.
We all have that in different.
I like the Hulk voice.
Well, you know, it's supposed to be read with enthusiasm, so by God, I'm going to read it with enthusiasm.
Hey, Lemon, can I talk about one of my favorite moments of doing this podcast?
Okay.
It was the day that you and I discovered WikiHow.
Yeah.
I think it was our old. We discovered WikiHow together. With our clothes on, though.
Well, you don't know that.
You don't need to know that, though. I think it was our old submissions system where somebody would just submit like a URL and like a single example, usually.
Yes. And before you continue, will you please describe the worst submission we ever received from that system?
Was it a condom filled with shit?
Yeah.
It was a photograph of a condom filled with shit. It was like, we thought you guys would like this. We're like, what?
Well, of course we would. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This will be great
we
to
spent
read.
like a whole bunch of time like trying to figure out how that would make sense in podcast format. The F plus terrible things read with enthusiasm. One terrible thing is a condom filled with shit.
Go to the website and look at it.
It's worse than you imagine.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, yeah. Anyway, like somebody submitted WikiHow. I'm like, well, let's see what this is
How
about.
to inflate an air mattress.
Yeah, and then like I was just at work in the afternoon and just kind of wasting some time, and you were probably home.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said, hey, check this out, and I sent him a link to some WikiHow article, and he sent me a link to another one.
How to make a pig costume.
And we put together 2 episodes worth of a doc in an hour.
Yeah.
Because at the time, I think even more so than now, although now it's still very relevant, every single fucking article on that site was incredibly dumb.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which I think we talked about in our last spate of WikiHow is that the bulk of it has increased insofar as like that it's a little bit less like article by article. I feel like it's a little bit less useless than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't to say that there's not thousands upon thousands of idiotic, useless, how to stop at a stop sign. That's a featured article. It's on the homepage right now above how to make a pig costume.
I like to imagine that people read that, look it up and read it as they're in traffic. Oh my god, how do I do it? What?
Oh,
god.
shit.
WikiHow.
What the fuck is this octagon?
I've been driving for 35 seconds now. This is my first record. Shit. Oh, we never covered this.
And that was easy because I don't think we didn't even barely work on that. It was just like hit the random button a bunch of times, then like search for the easy shit, and we're good.
Yeah. I just remember sitting at my desk at work and just stifling laughter because it was just a never-ending stream of you and me sending just absurdly idiotic articles to each other.
Mm-hmm. Which was more pleasant than the time that you were researching the document for fucking
Sissy Kiss?
adult DVD. No, well, yeah, you did both Sissy Kiss and adult DVD talk.
Oh, yeah, those were both very unpleasant.
Those are very disgusting.
Sissy Kiss is the one that I had to do it in like 20-minute stints because like so much of that site is just like it's horrific because it's it's very sexual,
Right.
but it's also babies.
Right.
Yeah, I actually nearly quit the podcast in the middle of that recording.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Like I think I was dead silent for the last like half hour of that episode because I was just like gritting my teeth. Like, I can't just pull up and go, you know what, fuck you guys, because then they have to start over.
And all this would have been for nothing.
The only reason that episode happened is because one of the very first things I found was the baby Caitlin story.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I saw the word whim job in there, and I was like, well, Bunny Bread has to read this, so I have to make an episode around it.
Right,
When you think
yeah.
rim jobs, you think
And
Bunny
for
Bread.
what it's worth, that reading is still funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even though it is revolting.
Whim
I made it
jobs.
handsome.
Like, it's not like that story itself is like, oh, well, you know, everything else is disgusting, but that's just fun times. Like, that story is fucking revolting, too. But I don't know.
I've got to admit, there are some episodes that I haven't listened to. I listened to that one, but I don't really remember that much of it aside from the popsicles. But like the bug sex one, I was just reading all the comments on it and stuff, and I was like, you know, I think it's okay if I just.
Hello, my name is Kenny38D. I'm a pretty lady. A few months ago, someone on here, sorry I forgot who, was looking for info on whether or not anyone has tried bug torture.
Oh, no.
I found a group where both the men and the women enjoy having this done to them. Well, there are men in the group that like to use different kinds of bugs, such as ants, worms, bees, grasshoppers, and crickets to bite their cock and balls.
Okay, Lemon,
I guess that
that'll
the
be fine.
crickets are...
Actually, I have a favorite moment I'd like to share.
Please.
Adam, do you remember the episode? I've also got an idea for a reboot of Young Guns.
As I guess, yeah, sort of.
Do you remember Juggernaut Lonely?
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
He made a painting for Juggernaut Lonely.
Yeah,
that's hanging up in my
a
office
mixed
right
media
now.
piece that hangs in Lemon's den, his lemon den.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Lemon den?
That was a lot of
Adam,
fun to read.
Adam, the way you just said, "Yup,"
Yup.
while you were doing your presentation.
I liked his yup, but what I liked more than that was his
This is a story of primal in conflict with versus glamorous. Themes of love, sex, and death plays in Amelia's of Hollywood, celebrity, and money. Venice Beach and his boat in the Pacific Ocean.
What?
Uh-huh. Buddy is personified as the alter ego of our hero, dangerous like a vampire cowboy.
Is that a vampire cowboy or a vampire and then you're calling me a cowboy?
It's like a vampire cowboy. Buddy is also a great white shark and a major store player, ending in a deadly yet romantic climax. Watch film actress Taryn Manning in a double role as rising, quote, star actress and the, quote, pop star, and acting tour de force for Miss Manning, delivering the roles of rival lover to the lead, K.O.
What?
Yup. With K.O.'s ex-past love, parentheses.
You know, maybe it's a good idea to write scripts on peyote, but probably not write pitches on them.
What?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Are you peeking yet?
No, I'm almost there.
Okay, good.
With K.O.'s ex-past love, parentheses, the likes of Dora Beard.
Sure.
Beard. In parentheses, hurt but loyal to him haunts in the story world. With young, hiding next-door neighbor porn star Riley Steele from Piranha 3D and Digital Playground.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
When handsome and seductive K.O. gets dumped on his boat at sunset while planning to ask his, true love, hand in marriage, he is heartbroken, devastated.
Oh.
Are your balls still in your pants, or have they been blown out?
My balls are just confused at this point.
Yeah, that's the that's the emotional journey your balls should be on. In Juggernaut Lonely.
Juggernaut Lonely.
Juggernaut Lonely.
Colon, an emotional journey for your balls.
Spiral into his sad, mad world of sex and pain. Cut to flashes and video scenes from ScaredCherry.com, an original voyeur thriller web series.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay, sure.
But KO wants his true love back. Well, love at any cost. Pretty people will die.
Oh, no.
Babies will be conceived. Sex will be had, like it or not.
Oh.
I tell that to my wife all the time.
Probably the creepiest sentence I've ever said in my life. Sex will be had, like it or not, and a 15-foot great white shark will eat bloody flesh.
Hopefully in the same scene.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep, I'm peaking now.
I bet. This is the peak of your life, actually.
Yep. But love, quote unquote, wins.
Maybe those are scare quotes.
So what do you guys think of my movie, Juggernaut Lonely?
So, Mr. Soderbergh, the studio has sent the script in. I'm not sure you've thought this through, but I bet you can make it good.
Wow.
I mean, the entire section was just fucking crazy, and it's never gonna get made as a movie. But you just went ahead with it, and you
don't know
fucking
that stuff.
sold it.
They might stop doing movie reboots and finally get
finally
into
make a
original
killer
stories
shark
like
ghost
Juggernaut Lonely.
vampire cowboy movie.
Yeah. So F plus, have we learned anything from any of these experiences? I'm actually asking this question. Has being in this podcast changed your life in different ways?
Well, for me,
I'm
yeah.
worried about people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried about people recognizing my voice or something, being like, "Oh my God, it's you!" And I'm like, "No!"
I'm worried about
You're
this
worried.
coming up in decades later, you know. Did you say all these things into a microphone? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Because I thought it would
later
be
when I'm
funny.
serving in Congress, this is not going to look good.
Senator Bozarth is going to have a lot to
Yeah, good luck.
No, the F plus has been pretty awesome because I just get to, read sometimes horrible, sometimes funny things and be goofy with people, and it's great. I like it a lot.
That's a lot.
I've had to explain God knows how many horrible things to coworkers when something has been brought up on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
I suddenly know what it is.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh man,
that's
one time.
wonderful.
Oh shit, maybe I shouldn't even say this, but one time I was with
It's always the beginning of a great story.
well, I was with members of the extended family, and one of them said, "Oh, they have a big dog and a tiny dog," and they were like, "Oh yeah, and the big dog, we had to try to get him to not have sex with the tiny dog because they can get stuck together." And I immediately opened my dumbass mouth and go, "Oh yeah, that's called nodding. I thought it was normal for dogs." And then they all looked at me, and I'm like, "I can't tell you why I know that."
A girlfriend of mine was a veterinarian student.
Also, she was
but
a dog.
she was weird.
I feel like there's an extent to which that silence doesn't necessarily help you.
No, and then the dad was like, "Well, I actually used to breed dogs a little bit because I knew someone who did it, and I've never heard of that. How have you heard of that?"
Oh,
God. I'm going to go in the other room.
I had to explain bronies to some people, but that's about it.
My dad has listened to the podcast, so that's been weird too.
Oh wow,
that is
wow.
weird. And
yeah.
and so I I have parents that would want me to succeed in different ways than I have. Their definitions of success are different than mine. So at one point, as like sort of a "fuck you, Dad" moment, I was like, "Yeah, I have a podcast and X number of people listen to it." And then he spent a moment being impressed by me, which was great.
And then he listened to it?
Well, so then he's like, "Well, how do I listen to this thing?" And I'm like, "We don't need to go through that. Like, it's fine, fine.
Backpedal,
and yeah. So I had to walk that back, which was difficult. I mean, I don't know. Like, my sister listens to it, like some friends, but I will say that in casual conversation, I'll bring it up, but I will also, like, I'm not the guy with the band. Like, when I'm in a casual conversation, it's like, I do a podcast. They're like, "Oh, what's it called?" "It's called the F+." "Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. I don't care. Like, listen to it or don't. I don't give a fuck."
Yeah, I don't really know anybody who listens to it, honestly. I mean, other than, like, people who are on it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I know a few people. I liked that the thing I picked for this year's F Plus Live was a thing. It's a little gross, but people, that's a thing you could send to ordinary people and they get the humor in it.
Sure.
So I like that because now I can send them that if it like ever comes up.
Yeah.
Instead of my previous choice.
Better.
I keep the syncing episode on my cell phone just in case that someone asks, "Hey, what kind of podcast do you do?" And I just usually pull out the singing episode and I show them one of my songs and then I watch them back away. And that's usually the end of the conversation. That works out for me just fine.
So, do you like to party?
Let me hear you holler.
Can I also, we forgot to mention, but there was a point where, because we mentioned it in the episode, but we did that F Plus Sings episode, which I've heard a bunch of episodes more than once. I've actually only heard the Sings one once, and the reason for that is, after we released that, people did remixes of it, and the remixes are amazing.
Yeah.
And so, like, the idea of not, like, hearing any of those tracks, like, without the backing audio that clearly should be there, just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, they seem naked.
She's got a Samsung Galaxy 3 by me.
She Petty by Flea. Because the other one, I want to say, I think offhand I want to say it's a Lady Frenzy one, but I'm sorry if I'm wrong about that. But
that's the best choice by default.
But she's but like so it's a remix and it's not even from F Plus Sings. And so instead you have like this little piece of Isfahan, and then you have Jack Chick reading the recipe for microwave roux set to the backbeat of that "Sa dis-moi."
Yeah, Sadness Part 1.
Who was all meant to live? Was a prisoner and made a calmness? Who refused to become a monster? I believe in the meaning of iteration of the dullest of times, of transparency before criticism, of within microphones and the possibility of redemption, and was called creation.
1 cup vegetable oil. 2/3 cup all-purpose flour. Pour the vegetable oil into a microwave-safe glass bowl.
Do with God.
Cook in the microwave until the desired color has been achieved.
Do with God.
Yeah, no, I think that good and bad. Like, I think that like I am so happy to have done this with all of you. And I'm really glad that we had people along the way that found it and appreciated it. And I appreciate them for that and for the ways that they contributed, because, like, I mean, as far as that document thing goes, I mean, I can say this for certain. If we didn't have, like, the level of document submissions that we have, if we didn't have that apparatus set up, there's no way we would keep going.
Yeah, we would have run out of steam long ago. We
would have absolutely burned ourselves out, like, researching our own documents. There's 100% certainty on that. And so, thanks. And any closing words?
Yay, Victor.
Yay, Victor!
Yay, Victor!
I just want to say, yay, Victor.
Yay!
Well said, Boots. Finally, somebody has the courage to stand up and say that.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Victor.
Yay.